All right, all set. Thank you everyone for joining us today on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live every Monday at high noon. And we are thrilled that you're here today. In true Doc and Queenie fashion, 'tis the season for gratitude. Now hang on a second. This is going to be a little different than some of the gratitude things that you've been seeing out there. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. What does that look like? Okay, so let's think about 30 days of gratitude, a week of it, whatever you have in your different groups. What would happen if we did the gratitude piece as far as we would be able to show people what we are grateful for? Okay, think about that. What about offering something that does not cost you a nickel, that's going to allow people to say, wait a second, I think this is going to be very meaningful and impactful? What does that look like? Have you ever thought, since we talk about hosting parties with some of the different groups we're in, Delinda Lane had a posting party last week. Michelle Cruz has had posting parties in her coffee club. We have posting parties in several different organizations that we belong to. The post back and forth allows for organic traffic, algorithmic reach. What would happen in this month of gratitude, and hopefully way beyond that, if we recommended each other? What would happen? Now on Facebook, you can do reviews on business pages, and if there's an address, you do have to actually have an address for the business in order to be able to write a review, I believe. Those change by the minute, so don't write this down because it could be different any second. But in true Doc and Queenie fashion, what would happen if we actually recommended each other? Doc talks all the time about the traffic that she has on Instagram because she's so great at reels and videos. I love to talk about YouTube channels because being able to have my books recorded on playlists is, it makes it easier for the reader. We have asked you to subscribe to our YouTube channels and certainly to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram as well, even Twitter. What would happen if we took all of the things that we've talked about for this year and a half with Doc and Queenie and turned it into a free gift that you would be giving to other people within the Doc and Queenie community, or certainly in any of your other organizations? So let's think about how this looks. How do you write a recommendation on LinkedIn? We do have a few people in our network that can't receive recommendations. We understand that. If you do a recommendation for someone, they can accept or decline. So don't let that be an issue for you. How do you do a recommendation on LinkedIn? Do you have any now? Have you ever recommended someone? So we were thinking about this in this month of gratitude, what it would look like if all of a sudden, as a free gift that we're giving to someone to keep them top of mind, if we actually wrote that recommendation. It only takes a few minutes. All right. So let's think about that for a second. Let's think about that for a second. How do you write a recommendation on LinkedIn? So I have to make sure when I do the screen share, it won't let me minimize when I'm recording. So we do have to consider that for a second. There we go. Okay, so we are going to screen share LinkedIn. Hopefully all of you can see this. If you have ever gotten a recommendation, that's terrific. But let's think about this also for a second. You have the ability to accept or decline, but that recommendation stays at the top of your recommendation list forever until somebody new comes in, which means a new recommendation comes in, that one stays on the top. Are you following where I'm going on this one? If you recommended someone in 2007, 8, 9, 12, 18 to 2020, whatever that looks like, That is fantastic because your name still stays there. Then someone else comes in, new recommendation. That one kicks to the top. It's another way to keep yourself top of mind because remember, you've got your power statement going on, right? What are the first 3, 4, 5 words underneath your name? Do you have emojis and several things? We've talked about that in some of the posting parties that we've done. So let's just think about that. Okay, let's just think about that for a second. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Where are my recommendations? Keep scrolling, trust me. They're here. Scroll down, volunteer experience, skills and endorsement, boom, recommendations. All right. Now, social media etiquette, as with most things, if someone comments on your post, you comment back. If someone replies to your invitation, you reply back. All right. Same drill with the recommendation. If someone takes the time to recommend you for whatever it is, obviously my business is water technology, Doc's business is gardening and naturopathy, whatever those skill sets are that someone has recommended you for, then you would write back and say their leadership, their training, whatever their business is, if you've done business with them, if you've been in the same group with them, get creative in that regard, but do consider a recommendation in reverse. They recommended you and now you recommend them. Let's seriously consider that. So anyway, down here is the recommendation section of your own page. Ask for a recommendation, you can certainly do that. Now, I personally don't because I want them to be spontaneous, I suppose you would say, but some people actually do ask. In this month, year, season of gratitude, that's what we would love to talk about for the Doc and Queenie month of November. What can we offer to someone for free? And in this case, it's a recommendation. Doesn't cost you a nickel, helps your top of mind listing as well, certainly gives them more engagement on their pages. So let's take a look. First of all, it says right here with the edit button, you can do the writing piece if you'd like, as far as moving them to top to bottom. But let's go a little bit further into this. And let's pick, this is going to be a hard one since we've got so many dynamic, faithful friends on purpose. But let's pick Grace Strawn because she is definitely one of our gratitude specialists, okay? Customer retention specialist, human connector, and gratitude is right here in her name. So let's pick Grace to take a look at. All right. How am I going to, and first of all, look what a fantastic retainer of information she is. She's got a fantastic timeline banner. She's got an audio message. And if you'll notice, she has her video message also, as well as customer retention specialist is her headliner, her power statement. So great job, Miss Grace. All right, I want to write a recommendation for Grace. So there's 2 ways to do this. So don't panic if you don't know how. First of all, this will be on our Doc and Queenie group page in Facebook. So it'll stay there forever, but it'll also be on my YouTube channel under Doc and Queenie. So don't panic if you can't do this right now. Scroll down. Where are Grace's recommendations? Where are Grace's recommendations? Where are Grace's recommendations? Remember, it's down, down, down. So don't think you missed it. All right. So all of a sudden, here are Grace's recommendations. Now, as you can see, recommendation section of LinkedIn, in my opinion, is underutilized. Look at this. Someone as big as Grace, as far as her reach globally, by the way, she has given 1 and received 2. Now, we all know perfectly well that it's not a personal conversation. It's a who took the time to give Grace a free gift. Who did? Who took the time to give Grace a free gift? Now, we know it would have to be more than that. So we are going to recommend Grace. There, it's highlighted right here. Just click it. Select the relationship. All right. Select the relationship. In this particular case, again, get creative. If we did not work in the same company, we possibly worked together in the same group. We've been in No Excuses networking together on Zoom calls. Certainly Grace is part of our Doc and Queenie community. So let's click in this case on you worked with Grace in the same group, because I have. She's been in several posting parties, and now we're in the Happy Neighborhood Project together. So I have worked with Grace in the same group. I've seen her in action. I watched her. I stalk her. Grace's position at the time, all right, Grace's position at the time that I worked with her in the same group, which again, No Excuses, Happy Neighborhood Project, whatever group we would be talking about, because in Grace's case, there are several Doc and Queenie community, of course. All right, we're going to go to Relationship Development Builder at Send Out Cards. That's what Grace was doing when I worked with her in the same group. Then just click Next. All right, my recommendation here is Grace has a heart for helping others and a vast network of professionals in her corner that she is always willing to refer and recommend. Now, please remember, as we've talked about in the posting parties, take another line, hit return, because on the LinkedIn pages, it will come up all smushed together if you don't separate them. So don't hesitate to hit return and start a new line, because that way it keeps it a little more specific and easier to read. So let's think about that. All right, Grace has a heart for helping others and a vast network of professionals in her corner that she's always willing to refer and recommend. If you have not yet been to a networking event where Grace is in attendance, be sure to connect. Can you spell Catherine? With her to find out where she will be this next week, so you too may be in the same room with this superstar. Whoops, there we go. Be sure to ask Grace about her Send Out Cards company, as she has a great deal of experience in customer retention and the sharing of gratitude within her groups and with other professionals in her company. Did I say that twice? Okay. Grace is someone you really want to have in your network. All right, so again, whatever you want to say, some people hashtag in this section. We've talked about that before as far as being findable. In this particular case, I personally don't, because again, I don't want it to get muddy for the people that are reading the recommendation. They want to know if Grace is someone they want to work with. In this particular case, the answer is yes. You want to work with her. You want to go networking with her. Let's do this. That bothered me to have that in there twice, company. All right, she is dealer, customer sharing of gratitude within her groups and other professionals in her own company. All right, so now we're going to send it. Where does it go? All right, Where does it go? In this particular case, I've already written Grace a recommendation, so it's still in the file. So the good news is it's going to send a message to Grace in LinkedIn. Okay, it's going to send a message to Grace in LinkedIn. She's going to accept it or decline it. And now it's going to, once she accepts it, it's going to show up right here in her recommendation page. All right. So let's consider that. Once again, free gift. Once again, we know that Grace is a customer retention specialist. She's the distributor with Send Out Cards, and she is definitely a person to know during this month of gratitude. All right. I'd like the month of gratitude to last the whole year. So let's see how that flies. Where are you going to look? And I'm going to see, I don't even know someone at this point. There are, well, let's just look this up. Let's go to Michelle Cruz. Michelle Cruz is another dynamic, faithful friend on purpose with our Doc and Queenie community. So let's go to Michelle's pages. All right. I don't know where to find, and again, look at how great she is. She's got her timeline banner. She's got her video message. She's got her audio message. She's got her power statement. She's got emojis by her company name. You know what? You can just tell the professionals and the ones who actually are wanting to make their business pages better on LinkedIn. So I know for a fact, because I did this one also recently, I know for a fact that Michelle has recommendations. Okay, hello, look who's there. But let's take a look at this for a second. Michelle has given one recommendation and she's received one. What? Now, how is that possible for someone of Michelle's stature? So let's think about this for a second. Once again, we hit recommend Michelle here. It won't let you do two, of course, as we found out with the Grace, because I already have done Grace's. But if someone has one of those business pages as in a paid account where it only says following and it doesn't say, it doesn't allow you to recommend, like how we have found the recommendations on this page. So you'll see this in other places. There will be either no recommendations yet. So there's no place for you to do recommend Michelle because she doesn't have any yet. So how do we recommend someone if their recommendation section has not been used yet? Ta-da! We always work with 3 dots and the pencil, but guess what? What happens when you click more? There's always a more on every page, or a pencil, or a 3 dots. Don't be afraid to push buttons. You really can't mess anything up. All right. In this particular case, it doesn't light up recommend Michelle there. Yes, it does. I was going to say, since I've already recommended her, it wouldn't give me that option, but yes, it does. So even if it's a business page, as in closed, paid for, following instead of connected with, click on the more button because I want to recommend that person, and then click on recommend. As soon as you do that, it takes you right back to the recommend section. Okay. So again, be creative. We were thinking about this within our Doc and Queenie community. Everyone is doing a I am grateful for, or today's the sun shining, or the leaves are beautiful. Everybody has that, and we're so happy that you do. We're grateful for the Doc and Queenie family. We're grateful for the Doc and Queenie community. We're grateful for recipes coming up. Obviously, I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure there are people out there who actually like to cook. That's awesome. Good for you. But the best thing of all, we can give a free gift. And hopefully this will not be only for the month of November. This is a gratitude gift that is actually a millionfold. Michelle's going to be feel terrific getting a recommendation from you. Probably she's going to reciprocate and recommend you back. And that is kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, because now you are at the top of Michelle's circle of friends, if you will, but also recommendations right there. So in this particular case, okay, and again, this is not just because it's me, but I want you to see how this works. Cathy Weaver, obviously the name and picture shows. What's the power statement? Kangen water rep, emojis of water drops. And the rest of the section down here is basically my 240 characters that's underneath my name. So now you've got my 3 books, my Happy Neighborhood Project, that shows right there on Michelle's recommendation. as well as the recommendation over here. And PS, anytime you click see more, then it literally takes you to not only more of this particular recommendation, but LinkedIn loves when you click see more because it continues that algorithmic traffic. That's what we're all after, is more traffic, so we will always be top of mind. Someone wants to buy a water machine. I want to be top of mind. I want to be the person that people recommend often. So how do I do that? Continue to be out in the world and continue to be sharing with other people. All right. So let's go to another one of our faithful friends on purpose. And again, I wish I could do everybody, but let's just think about Debbie Miller. Debbie Miller is on the leaderboard, as is Grace and Michelle, actually, for the Happy Neighborhood Project Co-op. All right. Debbie Miller networks all over the country, world, literally, because she is in Australia at 11 o'clock at night. I think our times, I can't even tell you the time thing because I work a lot with India. And so my time for my India meetings is 7:30 a.m. Tuesday and 8:30 a.m. Wednesday now. So yes, I'm super excited about that because high noon is about the best I can offer on a Monday, but we'll see. All right, so here's Debbie. Look what she has done. Fantastic timeline banner, including her QR code on LinkedIn. She has an emoji after her name of her legal scales. She's got her audio message, all right, and she's got another legal scale in there as well. So let's see how we're doing when we go down to find Miss Debbie's recommendations. Keep scrolling. I promise they're there. Okay, well, as you can see, I've been busy, but let's go here one more time, all right? Debbie has received one recommendation, hello, from me. And how many has she given? I'm sure this will change after today because I would love to see everybody in the double digits, certainly even the triple digits in the next coming weeks, because we're offering each other in the Doc and Queenie family a free gift. Free gift. And look how easy it is. You scroll down. If Debbie did not have a recommendation yet, how are we going to find Debbie's recommendation list? Please remember, go to the More section on Debbie's profile, click More, and right here is the recommend button. Okay? So please remember, you can give everyone a free gift. And talk about gratitude. That's what we're talking about in the Doc and Queenie family. Gratitude. Where did you work with Debbie? Well, Debbie has a Kangen water machine. I have a Legal Shield account. It doesn't matter from whom we bought either. It matters that we're part of each other's business families as well. We're part of the Doc and Queenie community. We're part of the Happy Neighborhood Project family. We're part of No Excuses. We're part of Tea Time at 2 with Debbie on Tuesdays. Whatever that whole scenario looks like, I've worked with Debbie in the same group. And the business that she had at the time that we worked together is Legal Shield. So please keep that in mind when you're writing your recommendations. Again, you can use hashtags if you want. I don't, just because of readability, legibility, when people are reading the recommendation. But please think about this. We are offering a free gift to anyone, but certainly within our Doc and Queenie community, because we love the fact that we can offer people gifts all day long that cost us zero, that will rank them higher in their own local market, global market. Because now when you want to see someone in Legal Shield, in Kangen Water, in Kitchen Garden Expert, you click on those names, boop, they're going to pop to the top because they've got so many recommendations. Okay, so please consider offering a free gift to the people in our Doc and Queenie family. Super easy to do. Super easy to do. I can't see any messages from this kind of a screen, which is always one of our hindrances that we can't see it until later. But remember that this broadcast will be recorded because it's going to be in our Doc and Queenie Facebook page, like in the group page. But it also, this particular video will be on my YouTube channel. So always remember that everything that we do is recorded for certainly your convenience to see it again. And definitely if you hashtag replay, that helps all of us. All right, so I wanted to show you, let's go to Karen Hagens. She is a superstar in our world as well. All right, and so when you go to Karen's account, this is another person let's think about as far as faithful friends on purpose. Take a look at her jewelry. What would happen when you see Karen's jewelry if other people who were looking for gift items, and you can now scroll down, how am I going to find recommendations for Karen's jewelry? It's Christmas time, it's gift giving time. Where are we going to find that? Okay. Karen has received 2 recommendations and she has given 5. Now, this is another perfect example of social media etiquette. Karen has a fantastic product with her Magnitude jewelry and certainly her Pixingo company. But no one's going to be able to see these gorgeous items, of which I have several, mostly purple, of course, unless we share this and get the word out with and for Karen. All right. Look at this experience right here. Magnitude Jewelry, independent consultant. She's been doing this for a year now. I can't believe how fast that has gone. And she's been with Pixingo for 11 years and 5 months. Now, how is someone with the reach of Karen has so few recommendations? Everybody watching today, let's give Karen a free gift. We're going to share, promote, and recommend Karen's company. So the world, at least our nation, will be able to see Karen's jewelry for Christmas gifts. How would you like to block EMFs? That's the stuff that's transmitted from all this cyber stuff that we do. If you're able to block EMFs with Karen's jewelry, ask her about that. That's a big deal in this world, but her pieces are beautiful. Okay. So how are we going to recommend Karen if she didn't have any recommendations yet? Click on more. Always push buttons. You're not going to break anything, I promise. If it could have been broken, I would have by now, and I haven't. And click on recommend. Boom. Takes you right here. We're going to now recommend Karen. It seriously is that easy. Now, please remember this. Karen is going to get the notice that she has been recommended by you in her LinkedIn message section. Then again, she has the opportunity to accept or decline. Now, I will tell you this in case it happens to you, so you'll be prepared. There's also a section in there that says, ask for edit, ask for revision, which means, thank you for recommending me, but could you change this up a little? Totally fair. I mean, we want the recommendation to make you look good and certainly make us look good. So definitely consider that. But you have the ability to accept or decline the recommendation. Anyway, I just wanted to suggest that piece because you don't automatically, it's not going to show up the second you do it. That's why I wanted you to be aware. If you recommend Karen right this second, and it'll pop up down here in her recommendation section, it doesn't pop up instantly. Okay. She has to accept it. And as soon as she does, I think there's a very small delay. But again, Karen has given 5 recommendations and only received 2 back. Every time someone recommends you, it's not going to hurt to give them a free gift back. So let's do that. Let's focus this particular season when we're offering the dynamic opportunity for gifting, for sharing, for gratitude. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for the recommendations that you have given Doc, you have given me, you have given each of us in the Doc and Queenie family. So let's think about what we can do, who's in our network, who's not in our network yet. You can go in and recommend someone that you haven't worked with yet, or that you haven't been able to refer yet, because you're interested in what they do and you've seen them in action in other groups. There's a lot of creativity available. And I still feel, and I am guilty of this times a million, I've been a member of LinkedIn since 2007. Yes, I looked up the date when I joined. There's a way to do that. We can talk about that another time. I joined LinkedIn in 2007, October, I believe. And I have underutilized this platform myself. So let's rock it. Let's be sure and get our power statement, our current profile picture, a fantastic LinkedIn banner, an audio message that only takes 10 seconds, a video message only takes 30 seconds, and literally rock the world in the world of LinkedIn. It's a very underused platform for a lot of people in my network, and I want to see that change, especially when we can give each other a free gift. Honestly, easiest thing to do. You saw how simple it is, how grateful you are to receive a recommendation. And I think it will speak volumes on what we do here in the Doc and Queenie family. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to see all the recommendations flying through cyberspace. Be sure and check your LinkedIn message section. And that's how you find out that you were referred. So do consider that. And please think about how we are going to keep this ball rolling, the gratitude piece, even past November. Thanks for being with us today. We love having you every single Monday at high noon for Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. We absolutely love having everyone join us on Doc and Queenie Bible Trivia. That's on Thursday evenings at 7 o'clock Central Time. And trust me, you don't have to be a Bible scholar to participate. And it does actually help us learn. We pick a fantastic chapter, verse, scripture every single week. And there's a Bible Trivia app that we use. And it does help us do a little bit of a deep dive into the word, Bible trivia style. So please connect with Doc on Kitchen Garden Expert. Her website is kitchengardenexpert.com, and Kitchen Garden Expert is for branding on all the social media platforms. And of course, I'm Cathy Weaver, KC. And thank you again for joining us today. And let's see how those recommendations get rolling all over LinkedIn. Thanks for being with us today. Bye for now.